Trick or treat, mother suckers. Yeah, it's Halloween. What's up, boys and ghouls? Alright, now, I've been watching the Scream movies lately, and for those of you not familiar with them, Scream is basically what popularised the Ghostface costume. You know, the black with cloak with the hood and the white mask. And it's about Sidney Prescott and someone trying to kill her and or the same person who killed her mother the year prior in the first film. Then the films follow a series of people trying to kill her dressed as Ghostface. Now, character in it, Randy, he points out the rules to surviving a horror movie. Now, while these rules are true, I'm going to build upon them. All right. First rule. He does rules in all through, apart from the fourth one. See, he dies in the second one, but in the third one he's already videoed himself saying rules for a trilogy, but in the fourth one he's got two new people doing it. Alright, so, first one. Rule number 1, do not drink or do drugs. This is a major no-no. Drinking and drugs like hallucinogenics. You're basically painting a sign on your head saying target. Because if you're drunk, or if you're high, or if you're on anything that makes you hallucinate, you're not going to be able to see things clearly. I mean, if you're drunk, you're stumbling around, you can't walk straight, you can't think right, and if you're up against the killer, you're fucked. Same principles apply if you're high. And for hallucinogenics, if you're seeing things, how will you know what's real and what's not? The killer could stab you, and you might not even think it's real, so you're screwed. Alright, rule number 2. No sex. See, no sex, sex, big no-no, it's a sin, extension of rule number 1. Because, alright, if you're having sex, all the things are running through your mind, like emotions, endorphins, and when that killer, mutilates the person on top, the other person, all they're experiencing in their head, is fright and fear, and that's pretty much going to fuck you over more than the person on top of you was already doing. But I digress. Rule number 3: never, under any circumstances, say "I'll be right back," because you won't be. The people who say that are morons. No, with the one exception. Oh, there's actually a few exceptions. If you say "I'll be right back" and you're gone for an hour or two, there's 3 possible things that happen here. You go out, and then you're dead because the killer's got you, and you're out for an hour or two, and someone goes, "I wonder where that person went. They've been gone for a while." Dead. Or they go out for an hour, come back, something like that, they come back, and then they are the only. When they come back in the room and they are still alive, they basically just stopped the entire possibility rule, because there is a possibility that anyone there is the next target, unless they come back in which case no possibility whatsoever, they are the target. Or the third thing, they say "I'll be right back." If they do not come back, and they are not dead, then they're the killer. When are you going to get that through your thick heads? I mean, people screaming, "I didn't know that was the killer." Think back. If they've said "I'll be right back" and they've been gone, and they've been gone for a while, and then they come back, and they don't die next, assume they're the killer. I'll continue this soon. Bye. Sorry about that. It's dinner. There's a shop where I go to. It's hold on. It only says where it's from. Well, it's from a place called LMC. They do freezer food, but other stuff as well. Kilo bag of chocolate eggs for £2, and cheaper than a bag of M&Ms. And these are so nice. Bear with. Alright, now, continuing from where I left off. Rule number 3. Assume that person's the killer. Alright, now, in the second one, the second screen film, Randy says that the new rules are the body count is always bigger. And well, it's really the only main one. It's just the body count is always bigger. There's loads more people to die, which is true. In Scream, there are like 4 deaths in the film, 5 because of Maureen Prescott, Sydney's mother. She died a year before, but they mention it, so that's technically 5. But in the 7th one, in the second film, there are 8 deaths. So that's true. Then the third film. Now, in this one, Randy's videoing everything. Because he's like, he died in the second film, but he made the video before. No, he says that, alright, like, if nothing's changed, then the sequel rules still apply. But if you're facing like an unexplained backstory, then the sequel rules do not apply. You're dealing with the concluding chapter of a trilogy. And trilogy rules are basically that everything you know about the past doesn't mean shit. If you thought something's in the past, it's going to come back and bite you in the arse. Anyone, including the main character, can die. So basically, Sydney has the option of, there's this possibility of her dying, and the killer's going to be superhuman. Shooting them up, stabbing them up, you basically have to rip out their heart and cryogenically freeze their brain. Now, fourth film, the rules have changed because this is supposed to be rather than savvy to the old rules. So the new rules are old rules reversed. See, of the whole sex thing. If you have sex, you die. New rules are virgins can die. So no sex equals death. Because Sydney kind of fucked the rules over a bit in the first film because she had sex and survived. So they changed the rules. Virgins can die now. And Killer will be filming things, but it's not really applicable to all horror films. But, now, I'm going to go deeper down this little rabbit hole. Horror films. The main thing is never run up the fucking stairs. If there are stairs and there's a door out, take the door out. Going upstairs will only work with 2 reasons. There is another way downstairs, or you can fucking fly. There's the only 2 ways. And even then, you're really only going to get the flight one, which will work. Because the other way down, the killer's always going to know about that way. So they're going to come up and kill you like that. See, imagine ground floor, first floor. one way up, but secretly around the back, another way up and down. So you walk up, safe. Killer sneaks around the back. You think, the killer doesn't know about the secret way down. I'll go down there. Killer waiting for him. Stab. There. Dead. Running up the fucking stairs never helps anyone. Unless you're in the fucking basement. The only time that you will save yourself, like, there's a possibility of saving yourself, is if you're in the fucking basement. Because that way, there's only one way to go, and that's up. Now, if you're alone in a house, and it's like the middle of the night, several things you can't do. Number one, shower or bath, especially bath. Bath, big no-no. See, if you're alone, or even if there are other people and you decide to have a shower or a bath, you basically just put a neon sign above you saying, "Target, kill me." Because shower or bath only happens in bathroom. A place where slippery surfaces are common, hard surfaces are common, so you could either slip and hurt yourself falling down, or just like slip over and be on the floor. Secondly, if you're having a shower, you're in a little confined space, right? If you're a bath, like if you're in a bath, you're laying down in a little confined space, covered in water. Do you know how hard it is to get out of a bath? It's fucking hard. Because like the water is like sucking you back down. No, killers always target people in the bathroom. Oh, and speaking of bathrooms, if you have one with like got the sink right here, mirror right here, and you drop something, don't fucking look in the mirror. Because killers always look for this. See, if you drop something and you bend down to pick it up and look away from the mirror, as soon as you look up, someone behind you. That's horror movie physics. It happens like that. Also, if you're like a cabinet or a door or a cupboard, if you open that and no one can see what's behind there, and you're looking in, and the second you close that door, someone's going to be there. Now, it can either be a harmless character, which is a lot of the time, which lulls you into false insecurity when you next do it, killer. And then you go, or anyway the killer wants to kill you. But, what was I going to say? There are so many rules. Running away from someone. You're going to trip and fall. If they're walking, if they're crawling, they'll still get you. So get the fuck up and run away. If you're a woman, expect to trip more than a man. It's horror movie physics. Also, woman, doing this, one-way ticket to purgatory. Because this is where I'm guessing these people go. See, heaven, I mean, if you get your tits out in like horror film, you're sort of going to hell. But you're not really doing something that offensive. So you're not going to heaven. You're going to purgatory. And like other stuff like that. So you are going to die. Oh. Don't keep looking behind you. If someone's chasing you, don't look behind you constantly. Because you're going to do it once, they're not going to be there. Turn around again, look forward, there, and you die. Happens so much. Right. Now, if you're in a house, on your own or with a group of friends, make sure the lights are on. See, oh, and this is actually a good way to tell if someone's been tampering with them, because if you're on your own, this works best. Because if you've gone all around turning all the lights on, and like, you've been something there, like sitting in like the living room or something, and you hear a noise, if you go out and see a room that's with the lights turned off, run. Because someone's turned them off, and they're in your house. Also, never go anywhere alone unless you have to. I mean, if you're in a group of 5 people and you say, oh, I'm going to get something from the kitchen, I'll be right back. Or even if you don't say I'll be right back, you're basically painting target on the back of your head. Because people on their own are easier to kill. Although the killers are really tough to beat, so even if you're with someone, they're going to die. But you have more of a chance. And you can use them as a human shield if you're really selfish, and then run. But never go anywhere alone. And also, have you noticed in a lot of horror films, people have pets. Pets which do not live as long as people. See, my theory is these people are fucking psychos. And they will kill whatever they want to kill. That includes, oh, little Fluffy, or little Mittens. I mean, if the animal leaves the room, doesn't come back for about 1 or 2 hours, assume it's dead. If it comes back in and it's fine, then just like, let it be. But if it doesn't come back, do not leave the room. Wait for it to come back. See, if you wait for it to come back, and it does, everything's fine. If you're waiting and waiting and nothing, and you hear a strange noise, which you know the cat or dog or whatever animal you have does not make, you're fucked. Oh, and whatever assistants you call, they're going to die. Have you ever seen in like just any generic horror film where you've got the police who either conveniently turn up because they've been getting like a noise complaint, or you've called them, and yet they're no help. They're nowhere to be found. You know why? Because they're dead. Police die so quickly. I mean, it's like they show up 2 seconds later, dead. And oh, that's it. Phones. Mobile phones are a necessity. Right, yes. In the original 3 Scream films, actually no, in the first 2 Scream films, mobile phones were kind of all new and stuff. But now they are so common that even a 5-year-old has one. So, everyone has a mobile phone. Use it instead of a landline. What is it with people and landlines? Do you know what happens to a landline in a horror film? It gets cut. Sliced. No calling. And if it's not, then they've got something planned for you. See, if you try and call, one theory is that if you've got multiple phones in your house, they've already got the other end out and they have called someone. So you can't really get a call through to anyone. That's trick-or-treaters. But mobile phones, you can use them. If there's no signal, just like walk around, you will get a signal. Call anyone. Oh, and when calling the police, never say what's really happening. Say something like, oh, someone's tried to break into my house, so I've tied them to a chair and I've shot their arm. Could you please advise me what to do next? And I'm not sure if you can send someone to collect them. Tell them that. you'll get at least 3 cars. Now, after you tell them that you're lying, they will actually sort of look around for you, checking if there's anyone there. That's good. What else? I've covered phone. Yes, the car. Pretty much any mode of transportation apart from a bus is unsafe. Okay, you got taxis. Taxis, you don't know who the driver is. That could be the killer. If you've got a sort of, if you're in London or anywhere that has an underground, going down there, it's creepy as fuck, and anyone can hide there. Especially one of the places I've been. You're not really going to use a plane, are you? But right, cars. If a killer sees a car, they're going to do something. See, cars imply means of escape. So the killer or creature or whatever is going to do whatever possible to prevent you from using it. You can either cut the brakes or cut the fuel. Now, cutting the brakes, I'll get to that in a minute. Cutting the fuel, you can't really start it now. What they do, if you've locked your car and they've got to it, they're going to have unlocked it, right? Because they're going to have to do something. And the most common thing is either hiding under it, which doesn't really work, they can grab you, or hiding in the back seat, because no one checks the fucking back seat. Especially if there's cover over them. No one checks that unusual lumpy thing. Yeah, this is going to be a long video. But no one checks it. And they're going to be hiding in the back seat. Now you're going to go to your car, which you have locked, but because you're so scared, you're going to open the door and think nothing of it. You're going to get in, close the door, and lock it to prevent them getting into you. Of course, it's already inside, so now you've just fucked yourself over. Now, if the car will not start, then you're really fucked if the person's in the back seat. The only other place they can hide is the boot. But if you can get in the car and lock it and you can start the car, your brakes have been cut. And now you've locked yourself in and you're driving along and you're going down a hill, and that's when you start to realise brakes don't work. Brakes don't work. You're locked in the car, but you're thinking, oh no, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh I can't, brake, no, fuck. And then you start opening the door and realise, oh fuck, I've locked it. And then it's too late, you crash. You don't die, you crawl out of the wreckage of your car, killer's waiting for you, then you die. That's the bit I was getting to. But buses are safe. Because, really, they're big. And, the driver, they're sort of protected in the little box they're in. And you can get one of those, and they'll just drive you away. You'll be fine. But cars and everything else, no. I think I've covered all the basics. I've covered all the basics. Right. That's the end of this video. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, dislike if you want to dislike it. I know it's a bit long-winded, so you might want to do that. And I shall see you tomorrow. Have a spooky night. Bye.